place I wanna take my baby to, where the grass is green and the sky's blue, and a mossy back sadness 1,000 years old. I wanna lay her down when the moon is bright. I wanna wake her up in the morning light of 1,000 days to never grow old. So kiss me on the lips in a cherry sweet sunrise. Hold me tight, don't ever let me go. In that deep, deep.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We've done it. We've corrected the error. I'm finally now on delay, so you guys won't see this for 5 minutes, but we're out here in the streets. We're playing a little 1-2 no limit. We're playing a little 25-cent, 50-cent no limit, and we are now 3 bullets deep into this 320 cash game. Unfortunately, we ran ace 10 into kings for 30 big blinds. No fun, but that's going to happen from time to time. My apologies for the trouble when you have these makeshift stream setups. Something's bound to crash. I think my laptop just couldn't handle everything that was going on. OBS decided to crap out on me. But we fixed the problem now. And we're going to be able to get after it now. Whole cards revealed. No more of this real-time whole cards hidden nonsense. We're out here to show it. So we have a limp here by Mickey. We decided to raise it up with the queen 10 off. I think this is pretty standard. We flop top pair with a pretty strong backdoor. This is a board where we could implement 2 sizings. Given we're up against a limp call range, I'm going to kind of hedge and get a little exploitative here and go half. It's not a size I would really choose all that often, but given the dynamics we're under, I think he's going to have a lot of middling pairs. I think he's going to have a lot of suited connectors for draws. Some jack 9, jack 10, things of that nature. And we just want to start getting some money in the middle. I don't expect to be beaten here very often. He'll have 5s and possibly 8s at some frequency, but not all that often. We have a pretty clear call given that we do block jack 10 and 10-9, which are some of his bluffs. 6-7 has now completed. Very unfortunate. I wouldn't expect 6-7 to jam here, though, so... Oh. And he does choose a non-all-in size. Oh, man, I don't know. Oh, man, I was going to feel real gross whenever he picked, like, half pot or less. I think we just pay the man. We have top pair in a limp spot. It's just tough because 6-7 is such a big part of his range. But if he has 6-7, he also has 7-9, 9-10, jack 10, things of that nature. Ooh, how did we change this to big blinds? Oh, wow, he had ace queen. What on earth? Oh, shoot. We can change it to big blinds. That's fantastic. I had no idea. All right, we're going to put up another poll. Ask your community. Ask I shall. Wow, he really got us. He limped the ace-queen off, and we gave him a full double when we both flopped top pair. That is 0 fun, sir. That my body is around. We're on break on the MTT. I will show you notable hands there as they pop up. Especially now that we have our stream deck ready and available, I can cut through the tables a lot quicker. Of her by my side, by my side. Interesting spot here in the 25-cent, 50-cent game. Cutoff open. We make it 9 blinds with ace king. Very good flop for us. But a board texture that's going to hit us both. This is one of those situations where we kind of just start to polarize, as our overpairs would like to go big. We could have probably gone I'm not quite as confident in this, but I think we could have gone as large as like pot and a quarter, pot and a half here. The 9's pretty bad. We will have plenty of king queen, but so will he. Also now his jack X isn't very threatened, as it will all have a redraw. So we're going to go ahead and check back and try to drill that queen, especially on a Badoogie turn. 10's not really great. 10 is not really great. Yeah, we're going to have to fold to that bet for sure. Here we have kings. Pretty good for us. So we're going to make it 11 blinds, 11 and a half blinds in the small. Not exactly what you want, but we do have a lot of coverage on this texture given that we have a king. So we do block king queen. This is a board where we're going to have a lot of big bets. With kings, though, I don't think we're very incentivized to bet. So we'll start checking some sets here. We'll start checking king queen at some frequency. A non-zero frequency. I think we just have a double check. Man, we have like exactly kings and queens, though, when we double check, as well as under pairs. But that's okay. We unblock diamonds, so we do unblock his bluffs, which is pretty nice. Diamonds get there. I think we can start block betting now. So something in the neighborhood of 10. Quarter pot. Pretty good. And it looks like we won. I was looking at another table. But judging by the amount of money in our stack, I believe we won. Where is the hand replayer? Oh yes, we won. He had... Wait, did we win? Yeah. Dang. Roll. Oh, he had queens. Wow. Very unlucky. Very, very unlucky. On a different texture, we really could have gotten paid. That, however, was not one where we were going to make very much money. Logan's, or no, sorry, Jeff says, it says part 2 in the title, but part 1 on the graphic. What graphic? I don't know what you're talking about. There is no graphic. Malakaboo, what's good, my man? I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? I guess it's been a while since I streamed. Tonight probably won't be too long of a stream unless we ship this MTT. I have some kinks to work out for the setup, and I haven't eaten yet today, so I want to take care of those things. Right now we're 14 of 19 in the MTT. Re-entry is still available. Looks like we have... Wow, there's a massive overlay in this event. Guys, if you're in PA... hop in this 328 max, 15K guaranteed. We only have 6,500 in the prize pool right now. 7K in the prize pool, sorry. Big, big, big overlay alert. All right, here we have top pair with the jack high flush draw in a blind versus blind scenario. I think we get to bet. We could check back. Our hand's not super strong. Our kicker's not great. Yeah, maybe with the 8 in our hand, we actually do want to play check back here. I think I kind of regret this bet. Especially now, it's going to be difficult to value bet, but we have no choice. So we're just going to bet 3/4 pot here with... I mean, really, actually... I'm glad I recognize this. This is just a natural overbet spot. So when we have a club strong enough to bet, we're just going to bet big. Because his bluff catchers are all pretty much indifferent. They're all, you know, 2-pair or worse clubs. So what ends up happening is, like, we don't get to bet as many clubs for value. But when we do bet, we basically protect our bluffs, since our bluffs are going to have really no blocking property to the board. And that's the spot where we want to go big. I think we can even go bigger than pot and a half there, but that's usually going to get the job done. Let's try something, shall we? This is a very dangerous maneuver I'm pulling off, but I think it's gonna work. Oh, I just have to keep my feet planted, and then it'll definitely work. Oh, baby. All right. We got ourselves a chair now. Let's go. Am I still in frame? I am still in frame. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. All right. Here we have 32 blinds. Oh, fuck. I missed the under the gun limp. God bless it. That's a problem. This is a pretty standard 3-bet. It probably mixes between call and 3-bet. Raise over the limp, though, changes things quite a bit. The good news is it makes me look stronger. The bad news is he should have a better hand than he usually would from the hijack, which means my 3-bet performs a lot worse. Monotone board's out of position. We're almost certainly going to be checking range at a pretty high frequency. Diamond turn. I think we double check here and bluff river. Given the SPR, we don't really... I probably should have quarter potted there and then just shoved the river. I think that's probably the better play. As it stands, I have to be all in. This will be one of my lowest... given the board texture, this will be one of my lowest EV hands. And I need to pull bluffs from somewhere. Oh, he just flopped it. God damn it. That's unlucky. He had the same hand in diamonds. Very unfortunate for us, but sometimes you just gotta run it. Okay, so we're in for... we're literally in for 1/5 of the prize pool right now. I'm in for 1,200. There's 7,500 in the prize pool. So, a little bit more, actually. Quite a bit more. Coming round. Let's see here. Light surrender to the darkness. Pretty interesting hand here. We now have 2-pair and a flush draw after betting half pot on flop. I think we just go half pot again. Our hand's too strong, I think, to check. But it's pretty vulnerable. Well, it's not vulnerable. Sorry, that's wrong. It's behind some of his raise call range. We're really just targeting like his blank ace X, but that's the only hand that's really strong enough to call. Well, that's not true. I mean, he has to call with some other worse kickers, but what I'm getting at is he's like pretty capped at ace 10. He could have like ace jack or ace 6 for 2 pair, but that's bad for us. Any event, we did get the fold. Not what we necessarily wanted, but we'll take it. Here, blind versus blind, we limp with the jack 10. Bet 1 blind on the flop. Call. I regret betting the turn. I forgot that we're in a pretty wide spot, so he can just have 6, 7, jack 7. Our hand has a lot of equity, so obviously it's not that big of an issue to bet call turn. It's just we don't really want to put ourselves in that spot to get raised. After just calling flop, I expect them to have no houses, so we could turn our hand into a bluff pretty easily. I really expect them to have few 9s. 10-8 we beat, so it's really a matter of like what are we trying to get him to fold if we raise. 10-8 we beat. I suppose he could have queen 10 that would fold that we lose to, but that's very minimal. 6-7's not folding. Full houses aren't folding. 9x isn't folding. I think we just have a pretty natural bluff catch. I don't expect to win here a ton, but we only have to win a third of the time. Ooh. Queen jack of diamond. He didn't raise? I limped. He checked back. What on earth? What on earth is going on here? Alright. We're going to 3-bet this hand. I'm just looking for your light. Alright, here in the MTT, we open ace queen, get the jack 9-3 board for some button defense and a big blind call. We're definitely continuing here. I'm really just debating a raise versus call. Without a heart, I don't think we can ever really have a raise with this type of hand. Even Jesus wasn't safe, girl. And now he's just all in. This is pretty close. This is pretty close. Unblocking hearts, and I think we probably just have a call. Ew. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. That's probably a hand that's just supposed to check back, to be honest, but shoving is a thing. Shoving with a pair is definitely a thing. It's hard to get called by worse. My flush draws obviously would never play a check call check line. That's just really not a thing. I guess I could have 10s, but he blocks that. I could have jack 8 was the board. Is that right? I would fold if I had the ace of hearts. Having the ace of diamonds makes me more inclined to call because you should have like a lot of ace 6, ace 7, ace 8 of hearts. So jack 9, 3, 2 hearts. Jack 9, 3, 2 hearts. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe my play's bad. I mean, I'm probably calling like all ace king without a heart either. So it's a little bit tricky. If I start calling all ace queen, maybe that becomes too much. Yeah, maybe that's just a fold there. It's tough. I'm open to that being a fold for sure. I'm not so confident in my play there. I mean, I guess in his defense, if he is jamming nut flush draws there, he certainly needs to be jamming pretty much all of his Jack X. I should just have like a lot of overpairs that call. But that's really neither here nor there. He can't be overly concerned with that. Betting pot and a half there is just a lot. Or pot and a quarter, whatever it was. We only get one chance to live again. This is a call with an ante. Third pot. We have some backdoors, but our stack is pretty small, so we're going to be forced to fold. I hate you, Melissa, so bad. I haven't been watching chat, and as soon as I look over, I see the Aquarian Man. The Aquarian Man is a humanitarian, a problem solver, and a deep thinker who is independent, free-spirited, and creative. But this intellectual zodiac sign is also assertive, radical, aloof, distant, stubborn, self-righteous, and overly ambitious. I wish that didn't describe me so well. I truly wish. All right, we need a king. It was a king ball. King ball or jack would have worked. All right, in for 1,500. This is not how I wanted to start this trip. I have to tell you. We are going to need to make up some ground in cash games, baby. Bum, bum. Since you were born. Cold walls and feedback. Just before the line goes slack. Tell me what you want. Killers in the depot. I hear a rumbling domino. Even though I can't let go. Whoa, wait. Not coming back. My eyes have seen the coming of the night. Alright, we got there. I think we have to lead with only half pot. And we win. Here we 3-bet the nines and flop a set. This is going to be a spot where we go a lot bigger because his range is going to be pretty inelastic when it continues. A lot of draws available. We could have just checked. We'll check this spot a lot, and I would check with jacks, I think. But instead, now we're just going to set up 2E. So what I mean by 2E is geometric sizing, same on the turn and river, with about 2 pots. That's going to be 3/4 pot, I believe. 2.5. No, it's a little bit less. But that's okay. I think 3/4 pot's pretty good here. probably could consider overbet shoving on the turn, but irrelevant now. All the money goes in, and we win. Big one. Big one. We're mashing this 25-cent, 50-cent game. We are crushing it. Let's go. Unfortunately, there isn't enough money in this pool to get us even for the tournament. We do have a good hand here, though, so winning the tournament would suffice. I don't know what the hell this click 3-bet is. Usually when you don't know what something is, you're supposed to respond aggressively, but getting 5-bet shoved on here would be a sin. So we're just going to call. I'm pretty confident we'll find a way to be all in here one way or the other by the end. Oh, that'll make it easy. And a wolf howled out a warning to the moon. I think we go like 40% here. It's tough because I don't know what he clicks, c-bets. Oh, baby, let's go. He dead. I guess that's the answer. That, my friend, is the answer. Alright, we got some chippities. All it took was 4 bullets. So, let's see. We're in for like 15 hunch. My best guess, 15K guarantee. First place is probably going to be like 4K. We're probably going to have to get like second to break even, if I had to guess. Right now, first place... Oh, I'm way off. First place is most of the prize bullets. Oh, right, because there's an overlay. I'm so dumb. I forgot. Okay, so if we cash, we break even right now. Fourth is 1575. First is just shy of 7K. 7K would be a nice way to kick off the trip. Let's go. We're 2. We are second in chips of... How many? How many people? 19. We're 2 of 19. Let's go, baby. We're in these MTT streets. We continue to just run hot as the sun in the 25-cent, 50-cent game. I'll also, you know what? Let me get this lobby on display for you guys in the MTT. That's probably pretty important. Kings with a spade, pretty well protected here on this texture. I expected a lot of c-betting out of AD Rock. He chose not to go for it, which means now we just get to go real big here on the queen. 3/4 pot since it's 3-way. This would be an overbet spot, heads up, but since it's 3-way, I'm going to go 3/4. Man, it would probably be like a 2x pot spot given the double flush draw nature of the board. If heads up, so maybe I should have gone full pot here, but I'm just really targeting a queen and a queen only. Which no one seemed to have. Very, very unlucky. He sings, I gamble with the devil, and I will cross that raging river. When the time came round to tell. Ooh, I sat out my favorite hand. Big mistake. Out of hell, yes I will. Oh, would have made a flush too. Damn. Continuing to run hot. though. Cause you're giving your man nothing but blues to sing.
And no objection to the sadness in his eyes. But it takes more than love to buy a wedding ring. 6 o'clock on a Sunday, you know I'm on the run. A little Lucy, dry your eyes, let's have some fun. I know your wings are broken.
Okay, 3 to a flush, 3 to a straight, 2 overcards. This is a big bet board versus big blind. We get snap called and turn a gut shot. Pretty dynamic card, not all that favorable for us. I'm gonna go ahead and check this one back. We would have some value check backs here like Queen Jack. Doo-doo-doo. I think we just have a clear check down and lose a lot of the time. Yep, 2 pair is not going anywhere. Man, he snap called. Woo! All right. Got that lobby up. Let me know if that looks okay to you guys. I want to make sure everyone can see what's going on. There is the payouts to the left. So loud. Do-do-do-do. No objection. Alright, we get the GTO aces, if you will. I can get back to the chat now. Okay, so it looks like you guys want cash games displayed in dollars. So I will continue to do that. Flat call by the button. We're going to be checking a really high frequency, especially on 10 high boards.
Sweet Lucia of the night, taught the vultures how to fly.
Verse half pot, no backdoor, we just fold. Here we're gonna have a low frequency 3-bet. Fuck, timed out ace king. Flop showdown value, pretty easy check spot. KZ Killer says, oh well, shove? Fuck. God damn it. These spots are so annoying. In theory, they're just calls, but like, how much King Jack am I getting shown here? Whatever, just fold. KZ Killer says, just find Burke a nice athletic Pisces girls to settle down with. Melissa says, for real, he needs a Pisces gym rat girl. I'll tell you what, you guys can find me my wife via the stars. I'm all ears.
In the hills there is a mine.
13. What up, Adam Quinn? How you doing, my man?
Your life
Thank you for joining us tonight.
for the child that wandered
While you slept.
deeper in the earth you go, finding footprints in the gold. Hearing music.
All right, here we turn top pair. We have a pretty natural bet.
It's alright. It's okay. Don't you cry, beautiful
May it's alright.
It's okay. Don't you cry.
I hope you're feeling a little better, Adam. Sorry to have cooled you off with my 9-7 of clubs. I don't think that hand made the stream. All right, we got the ladies. Hello. Now these are the Pisces ladies that I'm talking about, Melissa. We need to find a lot more of these girls. Fuck, I keep timing out in cash. My hotkeys are all screwed up. Yay. No. Come on. Queen. This site has not been kind to me so far. What's going on? Jeff W says, how do I win a ticket? I want to win a ticket. Well, you can win a $2.15 ticket if you bust me out of a tournament. Or you can win a $55 face ticket if you play in cash games with me. Let's see. What can I do to make the payouts more legible? I got you. God, I've timed out so many playable hands in cash. Streaming's hard. Streaming is hard. Running free.
Long before it grew old, it was new. A little sun,
A lot of rain, and it grew. There we go. Is that more legible? Tell me in 5 minutes. Teeth and skin, it's only underneath the skin. Here we have 2 limps. Pick up ace queen in the big. I make it 10. I just treat these spots as though they're 3-bet spots, so I size according to that. If it had been an open and a call, I guess I size down a little bit. If I were squeezing for a 3-bet, it would probably been like 14 bigs. Man, just like that, we're right back down to average stack. Comes and goes very quickly. Holding on to memories. We are 8 of 17. Still a pretty significant overlay. 6K overlaying right now. Anybody who wants to hop in, I suggest now's the time. Oh, Adam says, when will I see the $55 ticket? It should hit your account by tomorrow. So we submit everything at the end of the day today. And then the BetMGM head of operations ships it on over ASAP. Can you play online poker in California? Not regulated poker, no. But you can play like ACR and stuff like that. I wonder when re-entry ends. I should probably look at that. You got heaven and hell and you make me choose. But I can't stop loving you. And I can't stop loving you. Clear fold. Oh, till the end of level 15. So we have 5 more levels still of re-entry. Yikes. Alright, we have a pretty clear squeeze spot here, I think. So we're going to make it 25. And I can't stop loving you. Got through. Here we played Limp Call, blind versus blind. His hand raises at a small frequency pre, limps at a pretty large frequency. It actually limp folds at a pretty high frequency. Since we have the ace of spades, we are going to start betting. We want to have bluffs on river spades. This is a good hand to do it with. We also do have a gut shot to a 7, even though it's the ass end. Once he plays check back, we have pretty reasonable advantage here. Well, that just makes very little sense. I would expect him to have like no 8x here. I'm obviously folding because my hand has very little equity, but this is a very strange shove. An overpair definitely does not want to shove and just get snapped by an 8. I block the ace of spades, so he obviously doesn't have enough flush draw. He could have a hand like 9-10 of spades, but again, that hand doesn't really want to shove, just wants to call. Mark Jackson says, Matt, what frequency is big card, little card a fold in early position? I think maybe 80% in cash games thoughts. When you say big card, little card, do you mean like suited ace X, suited king X? Be a little more specific perhaps, but like king 5, king 6 opens at a really high frequency in 6 max games, even under the gun, or I guess low jack. And I think like king 6 through king 9 also open maybe pure, or at least in a relatively... Oh wow, that's loose. They open a reasonable frequency in early position as well. It's actually the suited connectors that do a lot of folding. Stop loving you. So yeah, like when you say big, little, obviously we're only talking about the suited varieties, and the ace high, king high is actually VPIP at a pretty high frequency. Chris Piercia says, what do you use to study? I'm glad you asked, Chris. I use Solve for Y TV. No, a bit of an exaggeration, but I do create a lot of teaching materials, so my study is often doing the research for the topics that I want to teach to our player pool, or I guess our user base is a better way of describing it. This is a pretty annoying spot. Our hand doesn't really ever want to shove, so we're just going to be calling. We don't flop nearly enough equity. We'll probably have to check forward unless it's a very small bet, like 20%. Check back would obviously be very nice. 3 into 12. Quarters pretty close. Yeah. I think we just have to fold. We just don't get to win enough on river. So basically what I'm getting at is like if we call and turn does go check check, I don't think we win enough at showdown. I also don't think we get the bluff jam enough. Make me wanna stick around. I say hey. Alright, we defend the suited queen. We flop top and bottom. Very important that we double up here, if possible. I think we get to have a small raise. Yeah, I think we get to have a small raise. Thing you ever done for me. Snap muck. That's kind of the power of the small raise. It's unfortunate when it's with that hand. This hand, we're probably too deep to open jam. We could just play raise here, like 2.5. But yeah, actually I think that's probably best because it does just call off versus the jam. And that seems fine. Very advantageous board for us, so we're going to start off with a bet. 1.5 blind seems pretty good. Wow. I just got cooled off in cash. Flop the top pair versus the top set. That's hard to do. I will say what I'm noticing is that people are massively overvaluing. Maybe overvaluing is not the right word. Overplaying their showdown value. So like facing a lot of big bets with strong hands basically. Which means I should start bluff catching way less. Which is an adjustment I'll attempt to make moving forward, but so far it's cost us 4 tournament buy-ins and now a buy-in at 1-2. I said hey. Ooh, this is a fun one. We get check raised here with queens and the queen of diamonds. Never folding obviously. I think there's a lot of merit here to just getting it in through a 3-bet. That's too big. I made an error here. That's just too big. But when you get check raised on a board like that, it's unlikely that they have a hand that they're going to fold. However, I didn't leave him any room for like a bluff jam. Are there any seats left for the April Academy? We are going to be opening up a second set of 9. So to answer your question in short, yes, there are 9 seats available for the Academy. We filled up the first batch, and if we get enough interest for the second, we're going to run those dates from April 26th to April 29th. Ooh, this is interesting. So we were bluffing turn. We rivered top pair. I think our hand is strong enough to go for value. 3/4 pot feels about right. Getting jammed on is very painful, but I think we just have to fold if he shoves. Pretty tough to come up with bluffs in this situation, especially when we just have king queen in full. All right, we picked that one up. James in the Ripper holding a picture of a plane until
Amelia Earhart, who is gone insane. Billy Graham is yelling, hey, don't.
Hey Matt, how much work do you do with PO Solver? Like, are you putting in X amount of hours a day? No, I don't use PO in that regard. I do use solvers a fair amount, but the way that I tend to utilize them is more so in a broad sense. So what I mean by that is I will take overarching theory concepts and kind of test them in a toy game scenario. I think that that's largely the best usage of solvers as a whole. We're in a fun spot here. A new world war. So I opened 4x, he called, I c-bet flop, he called, I checked the turn he potted. I think he's going to have to go for it here. Unfortunately, 5-6 gets there, which is brutal for us. Wow, he just had ace queen high. That's a pure 3-bet pre, for sure. And not a pot size bet on the turn once you get that far. I don't fold better ever. Here we're just applying max pressure. So this went 3-bet call. I bet half pot flop. He calls. Turn goes check check. River. It's pretty clear he's capped. Doesn't really have much of a calling range, so I 2x pot jam. I do use GTOX a lot, but I actually prefer to use simple pre-flop, or sorry, simple post-flop. Run my own native solve and then upload it to the GTOX dashboard. I really enjoy the dashboard for reading the data, but their pre-solved ranges are a little bit too strict for my liking, or maybe too generic. Let's put it that way. I like to use geo-sizings, and I like to include a multitude of overbets and things of that nature. Facing this big bet here on the flop. I think we have a pure call. Jamming doesn't seem to function too well. On the 9 turn, we do get to lead a little. We don't care if we get jammed on all that much because we're going to be leading very small for 2 blinds. It would be kind of nice to have a spade, I think, to block like queen 10 of spades that might just shove over this bet. We beat some hands. We beat the 8. Nope, we lose the 8-10 now. We lose the queen 10 now. So our hand becomes a bluff because we block those hands and we wouldn't have any other bluffs. So we block 10-9, we block queen 10, we block 10-8. We're basically trying to get a jack to fold and some ace x, since ace x will largely be indifferent here. Because it's me, I do expect to get bluff caught here a little bit wider, so he may never fold an ace, in which case our bluff's kind of losing pretty badly, but we did get that one through. Feels good. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. That was a fun way to back into realizing that the hand is a bluff. Like, oh, we beat these hands. Wait, no, we don't. Queen 10 got there, 10-8 both got there, and we block both the hands that got there, so therefore we represent that subset of hands. We're all in, dealer. We're all in. So she knows.
So she knows how much you need her, and that you'll miss her when she goes away from you.
Uh-oh. Anytime Melissa chimes in, I get nervous. Joe Salty says... What did Joe Salty say? What up, Jamin? How you doing, my man? Oh, there he is. How soon can we expect the Landon Banana Hammock card protectors available in the merch store? We'll get t-shirts made. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it. We need a good tagline though. Ooh, baby. Hello. This is the one big blind bet spot on this texture. We could go bigger here actually. We could go bigger. Bottom set's a nice one to go bigger with. We can go 3/4 pot. Okay, that's the correct size. We're gonna do it. We can certainly range bet here for one blind, but unblocking the 6, the 10, and the hearts means that we just generally want to start pumping money in the pot. Looks like we're down to 2 tables of 8. Currently, we are 8 of 16, so dead average. First place still just shy of 7K. We defend the big blind here with Queen 9-0. 3 ways, flop to the 9. I think I could have led here, given the multi-way dynamic. And now I think we want to lead. I think we want to lead small because the most likely ace high hand is here. So I think we want to lead small to go big on river. All right, KZ, it was nice having you, sir. Appreciate you stopping by as always. Thank you for your contributions. Have a good evening. Enjoy your flight tomorrow. Seth Derrick says, Matt, what are your top 3 favorite poker books? None that really apply to the modern day era. Let There Be Range and Easy Game were probably 2 of the most transformative books that I read for their time, but they're pretty useless now. They were kind of just like introducing the concept of ranges back before we had a real quantifiable idea of what that was. Super System was also a very good one. Alright, so now we get to go big with this hand. Full pot seems good. Ooh, we do block. 9-8 suited's blocked in full. Okay, we get to go bigger. We actually probably could have gone even bigger, like 4x pot maybe. Yeah, now any poker book that I enjoy is just for leisure. So I really, really enjoyed Maria Konakova's The Biggest Bluff. I really enjoyed Positively Fifth Street. It's an old school book that is of the entertaining variety. Yikes. This is the board that we're just offering to check. With a pretty big disadvantage. If we had Queen Jack, we would check raise. King Jack, I think we just peel. 6 now becomes a decent card for us to check raise this hand. And now the Queen with the Jack block. Queen falling with the Jack blocker in our hand. This is a very good spot for us to bluff. We're trying to make an 8 and even a 9 indifferent. I think pot and a half gets that done. always will. It does work. It's nice when a plan comes together, team. We got that one through. I am going to sit out the cash games momentarily, since we are on a break on the tournament. And I will be back momentarily. right, I'm back. I'm back, baby. You know, make some money. My apologies. I'm going to eat on stream, something I don't like to do. But I haven't had a thing to eat all day. It's my home. Can a California player play with the VPN and collect this cash in Nevada? No. Regulated poker has means to stop VPNing. Adam says, I think you bet a little too big on the river when you had the 9. I had an 8. You definitely shouldn't fold any 8s there. You have to bluff catch with full houses. I'm basically trying to make an ace indifferent. Yeah, you just have to like call and lose there because I have a ton of bluffs. Like I just have Jack 10, which very clearly can't check. If you're folding an 8, I'm just like heavily exploiting the spot. Okay, we got the Cowboys. Oh no, I made a mistake on 25 cents, 50 cents. That's okay. Oh wow. Rip, rip. We're all in. Let's go, baby. We got kings everywhere. Hold. Oh my god. Oh, he only had 3 blinds. Okay. Okay. It's okay. We got chips, baby. Of course 9-8 was winning that. Okay, pretty natural 3-bet spot here. Just got a text offering some insight on the Dallas situation as far as the card rooms go. So I'm interested in hearing more about that. Tonight's dinner on the road brought to you by Oats Protein and Butter. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Oats Protein and Butter, here to make you strong. We should be at a slight jack disadvantage here. Given that we have a backdoor, I think our hand naturally checks back here. The clouds are darker than her hair. The road cuts a hole in her this blue light. Okay, now it becomes a question of can we get better to fold, such as ace queen or ace king? Pocket 2s through pocket 7s, probably not with 1 bet. We could maybe with 2, but as played, I think we just have to check back here. An 8, a 6, a 10, or an ace are obviously all good for us. 3, less good. To be forgiven. Big D says, "Hey Berkey, loving the podcast. I really thought you took it too easy on Post-Pop Malone. Good luck." She's a young kid, man. Everybody makes mistakes, and honestly, I think that she probably is a good person deep down. I don't really think there's any reason to be overly scrutinizing people like that. Oh, we beat the ace deuce, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think she does anything wrong. She just might not be everyone's cup of tea. I thought we were pretty fair and objective as far as what's in the public sphere, what people get to observe on a daily basis. I just kind of tried to lay a case for that.
Tell me it's not too late to die from love. And all she ever said.
All right, we're gonna play a big one here at 1-2, I think. Went raise, call, call, squeeze, fold, call, fold. Half pot now. We definitely call 1. Check is very good for us. Obviously checking back. We just win sometimes. Sometimes he has 10s. What are you going to do? Can't make that hand fold. I will be right back.
Stella's out on the street tonight, shouting out my name to the summer sky. And I can't even breathe a word or scream, stare the distance to her eyes.
You see, the key ingredient to a good oatmeal and protein mix is salt. Salt really brings out the savory and the sweet, you know. What you know. Mm-hmm. Much better. Much better.
It's gonna be me. 'Cause I can't even speak to her, walk a straight line into the sea.
Oh, we're second in chips again. Chip leader has double our stack. It's a lot of chips.
Stella's out on the beach tonight, hoping she washes out with the tide.
So this is a good texture to implement a very large bet. That said, we're not going to range bet for large, so we will have some checkbacks. Ace 10 is going to fall into that checkback range. We obviously have to start betting now. Half pot works out pretty well. Double flush draw board. You should actually have like a fair amount of check raise bluffs there. A lot of his flush draws can't just call. Same hand, let's try again. Oh, my bad, Adam. Yeah, so you're going to be indifferent with an 8 then. I thought it was 9988, but you're right. It was 99668. Yeah, you'll be relatively indifferent with an 8, and what you'll lean on in that particular spot to bluff catch is your suit. So you want to be blocking like 9-10 suited, 6-7 suited, things of that nature. You basically want to block my full houses, and that will lean you more into calling. But yeah, basically like ace high, 8x, and over pairs are all going to be relatively indifferent and lean a lot on their suits to call or fold. This is a fun one. 3-bet out of the big, got called. Flop 8 high, 2 hearts. I bet 3/4 he calls. Turn queen. I think we probably bet half. Just trying to get all the money in by the end. Can't really check because he's not going to be betting very often. Yeah, now we're just set up for an all-in. Wow, that hand checked down to the river. Wow, crazy. So I just, value bet my hand on the river. Very clear value bet. Maurizio, what's good, my man? He says, it's been a minute. Glad to be back on Solve for Why as poker is in Vancouver. Good luck, pal. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support as always. Good luck to you in Vancouver. I hope to make it up there before snowboarding season ends. I want to get to Banff. I want to get up to Banff. Really want to rip it one time. What up, Joe Quinn? What's good, my man? Could have checked this one back, but I think it's fine. We could definitely check it back now, but given that we have the club, I think we go for a bet. Learning News says, what state are you playing this from? I'm playing from the wonderful state of Pennsylvania in the glorious city of Pittsburgh. Good night, P. Ryan. He's piecing out from the 25-cent, 50-cent table. Nice playing with you, sir. GG.
Who are you fooling? Your face ain't worth your pretty mouth, and your head is full of things that ain't your own. And you're saying words and you're screaming words I don't hear. And I'm getting back to you. And I'm getting back to you. Once I'm done with me. And I'm getting back to you. And I'm getting back to you. Once I'm done with me. Once I'm done with me.
Is Bunny in the chat cheering you on? I hope so. Tell her I said what's up. I don't think me and Bunny have beef. We've always been very cordial. I think she just tweeted at me to capitalize on the engagement, to be honest.
Words I don't need. And I'm getting back to you. And I'm getting back to you. Once I'm done with me. Once I'm done with me. I know you wanna take me home. You're in that big house all alone. Does it frighten you? Does it frighten you? Do I frighten you? Should I frighten you?
Whoops. All right, here's a cool spot. So I misclicked pre. It went raise 3-bet. I accidentally misclicked overcalled. Flop goes check, check. Turn goes check, bet, call. Now on the river, it's almost certain that we're chopping, and he never has a 9. So we kind of get to apply max pressure here. Obviously, he's going to have some overpairs that just call, and we lose. But we force him off of a chop at a pretty high frequency. Here, 3's a good card for us, so limp. I bet 1 blind on the flop, very advantageous board. Turn pairs bottom pair. We're going to get to shake a lot of his equity here on that turn card, so we go rather big. Now we're in a pretty annoying spot. I think we want to make a 6 indifferent. And it's a pretty good spot for us to just be all in. We unblock diamonds, which is nice. Those hands have to auto fold. All of his queen X will obviously call. But we have a fair amount of 3x in range. We would limp pretty much all of our suited 3s. We'll also have some traps with like aces, kings, ace, queen. I think we could jam as wide as like king, queen. Queen jack seems a little bit much. We do get it through. Rock until you roll. Those to me are like the most natural lines to find, especially with bluffs. The quarter pot, 3/4 pot, pot and a half line work. They feel very intuitive, and they're pretty easy to find in game, I think. Here we flop a gut shot flush draw. We're just gonna move it in. No real reason to be cute here with 7 high facing the 9 big blind stack. We don't want him to realize with overcards. Gon' rock until you roll. Wow. What the fuck? A weird hand in the cash game. Anyway. BetMGM is not available in Nevada. Matthew Green says, why not Whistler? Far better than Banff, and they are close. Yeah, I would try to go to them all, obviously. I would make it like a 2-week-long trip if possible. I am not playing at Borgata this weekend, no. I'll be playing this all weekend. All right, Adam, I see you coming after me. Let's dance, baby. You're going to win this one. You win this round. I got the 9-8 suited. Half pot's a good size here. 40%, whatever it is that you chose. Good size. You win. Oh, sorry, I was commentating on a table that wasn't up. It was a 25-cent table. All right, let's close this tournament out. What do you say? Two of 13. There's work to be done. Adam says, Matt, are you going to be doing these a lot, or is this a one-time thing? I'm here till Sunday, So I'll be doing this every day until Sunday. I don't know what the future holds. I'd be happy to come back to PA and do a little bit more streaming. We'll see. This is my second trip back to PA to do some streams, this time with BetMGM. But yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy the opportunity to come home, play around with new software, and get to be a part of kind of a new player pool. I think we're going to check this back. I think the 10 is nice in a check back range. Now we kind of get to start betting here. The ace is very advantageous for us. We just want to go like half pot. We're really trying to deny the equity to his 10 high, queen high hands, as well as potentially charge worse pairs like Jack X, 3X. Matthew Green says this party is party poker software. Yeah, we don't have party poker in Nevada either, so it's all new to me. We just keep getting hands to open with. Nice. Currently, we're sitting 2 of 13. If you're feeling we might get to the final table before before registration's over. These are weird spots. Usually button doesn't play a ton of flats in this spot. I'm just gonna one big blind it, because otherwise we get to overbet this board a lot. But versus a button defense, it becomes a little bit more hairy. So we kind of accomplish the same thing with one blind that we would with an overbet. Generally, when SPR is like sub 2, we do a lot less flop overbetting. Give me a little bit of feedback, guys. Tell me what you want more of from the stream. Do you enjoy me giving commentary on the hand and kind of discussing the inner workings of strategy, or would you prefer that I keep it a little looser, more of like the podcast tone, telling stories of days of yore? I'm here to kind of please. So hit a 1 in the chat if you enjoy the strategic breakdowns of hands. Hit a 2 in the chat if you would prefer that I put on a clown nose and entertain you all through stories and seltzer in the face. We can start to play a little bit more raise fold once the big blind is this shallow, but this type of hand doesn't want to do it. Maybe you can make an argument that it does. I think we'd be more inclined to steal with the non-suited variety. I think at that point we probably can't fold anything, so we're probably playing close to 100% range. I won't be your Don Quixote. Players remain. We're going to keep pouring it on. We have the chips to leverage. This is generally not an open, but we've been getting through pretty high frequency. Everybody has kind of awkward stacks. And we fold to the rip. What level are we at currently? Still a 3K overlay in this thing. Still a 3K overlay. We are at level. This is the final level of registration, so there's 7 minutes of reg left. Looks like it's definitely an overlay. I don't think we are going to get 10 players buying back in. It looks as though, man, that's crazy. There's so much value to buying back in if you bust right now. It's kind of crazy to see that 9 people have given up already. So our hand's a 3-bet at some frequency. I'm not going to roll for it. I'm just going to choose to 3-bet. Because I know that it's a 3-bet at some frequency and doesn't get free bet enough. Let's see, it's 8.5. Hurricane Express. Oh wow, you guys are all for the strategy. All right. Ticket now. Ticket now. I'm gonna run another poll. Come on down the line. I gotta save the stories for the podcast. You guys got me. You guys got me. This is a pretty interesting spot where if Abe was not in the big blind, I think we would be doing some more jamming. Over Sly Rap's limp. Our hand looks like it's just a natural V-pip, obviously, where we're trying to ISO this 9 big blinds, and it probably is, but I've just seen this shtick one too many times. I'm going to be weary of it, and I'm going to limp back. I think if I had a better pair like 9s, I would just be happy to get it in. But I think we can play 7s pretty well post-flop. Oh, yeah. Speaking of 9s, I'd love to see one right now. Or a 7. 7 would be fine. Club's nice. Should slow him down. He probably isn't bluffing here enough. Oh, baby. Okay. He was not trapping. I don't think he gets it in pre, though. So that just probably worked out to the best of our abilities. Me dancing. She makes me lose my mind. Oh, hello. Here we went open pre, big blind defends. Flop goes check check, which this is pretty much a range bet spot. And I bet half on the turn, and now full pot on river. We suck out on kings here for 9 blinds. We did not get a call here. Mr. Chungus is too good. I've only been here for a day, and it strikes me that he is one of the better regs. Alright, they're giving us our little rush. 10 remain. We're... Oh no, 13 remain. Ooh, they did get some rebuys. People were hearing about the old overlay, and they came running. Okay, I see you. 1 big blind. He only has pot back, so he'll jam most all equity. I could have even checked back there, I think. Wow, they're giving it to us. Let's go. She made me. Jeremy Morley says, Berkey's playing a 15K guaranteed. Don't commit with only 160 people watching. How is this worth it? Even in the name of building a brand, how is this worth your time? I'm here on behalf of BetMGM. They make it worth my time. Thought that was obvious. Jeremy's obviously fun at parties. All right, let's hold. Let's hold. Let's hold. That's a hold. Man down. 2 minutes left of re-entry. Let's see if he fires back in. Dirty. Let's see. Timing out all through cash. Wow, we were on a real rush. Didn't want to walk there. Uncle Burke, how can we enjoy playing poker more? Unfortunately, the answer to that question is not a fun one. But it truly, and I mean this with all my heart, it's to study more. The more fascinated you become with unlocking nodes of the game tree that you didn't understand prior, the more you realize, like, we just don't know anything about the game, and the more fascinating it all becomes. I think poker gets boring when you get caught up in a very routine, mechanical way of playing that isn't very strategically based. So in other words, you play 1-2 live, you know that nobody bluffs, so you basically just like raise, and then you bet, and then you check once you get called because people call with good hands, and then you like never bluff catch because they just don't bluff enough. Otherwise, like, you either check down or you bet for thin value. That gets boring, right? Because where's the bottom line coming from? It's hard to know. When you start looking at it through the strategic lens of like, okay, what I know about the pool is that they don't bluff enough. So if they don't bluff enough, what then do I become allowed to do? What do I get permission to do in my strategy? And you start analyzing it, and you start running, you know, maybe some very generic solves for the spots where you're locking for people who are playing too tightly and for people who are playing too loose. And all of a sudden, like, you just see like the Matrix. Where all the money in this game is coming from, and it gets really fun to then try to execute on all of that. All right, this is a bit awkward. We flop basically a bluff catcher in a spot where we don't expect him to have a ton of bluffs, but we do have to kind of start with a check. We mostly range check here or big bet, and big betting with these stacks is very unappealing. So if we have like 2 pair plus, we don't really want a big bet because we have the board on lockdown. Now I think we start to get to bet. If it checks us again, I would expect Muck to be betting here some of the time. So we're going to go ahead and follow through. We do unblock all spades, which is nice. And we win. Let's go. Conrad, you didn't have to time Jeremy out. I get he's kind of out of line with the chin comment, but I think in general he means well. His tone is just not being conveyed all that well. I would go deeper just to be with her. I would go deeper. Mr. Chungus is mashing our 1-2 table. He's up 4 buy-ins. Well, he's up 3 buy-ins. He has 4.5 in front of him for 4.25. I haven't really plugged anything all night, but if you guys have any interest in the Academy, we are opening a new set of 9. We've changed it to the Poker Out Loud Academy. So for those of you who are familiar with our Poker Out Loud product, we are now offering that product to the public. What it will be is a 4-day academy. Day 1 will be 8 hours of theory and lecture and toy games, basically trying to convey the fundamental principles of game theory to the 9 people who attend. Day 2 will be full 8-hour session of Poker Out Loud, filmed by our award-winning production crew, Pigtails Production. Everybody will have a template to go off of, so nobody gets lost in their thoughts or doesn't know what to say. They'll basically have a point-by-point guideline to follow to basically say, like, you know, talk about your hand, talk about your range, talk about your position, etc. Also, everybody will be on a very loose shot clock. One in which it'll be more of a guideline where we're not encouraging you, or we're not going to kill your hand or anything along those lines, but we do kind of want to wrap the action up after a certain amount of time. Day 3 will be more instruction, followed by day 4, which is another full day of Poker Out Loud. Weird spot here. Okay, so we have a limp call in this spot. The high-low offsuits tend to be what our bluff candidates are. I think we have a stab here for half pot. His underpairs and suited connectors and things of that nature should all be folding. We shouldn't really get check raised very often at all. We block king 10. 2 pair isn't really pumped. Particularly queen jack isn't really pumped to be doing much check raising. He does continue through a call. Now we have a very natural check back. Now I think we have to bet again and try to make a jack indifferent. Our hand obviously never wins. Yeah, that's fine. I think queen 7 off, jack X off, those types of hands are going to be relatively indifferent once we arrive at that point. So it's tough for them to reach and find the bluffs. But they do unblock my 10X, which is pretty good. They unblock my king X, which is pretty good as far as like finding bluff candidates. Back to me, oh, you were right about It's a little bit too deep for us to jam. 10 blinds we would have shoved. 3x is interesting. We kind of block his bluffs with the deuce, so I'm actually going to limp fold this hand. Ooh, that's a big one. Man down. Are we at the final table? No. 12 left. We're 3 of 12. Late reg is now closed, so this is it. We are 8 away from making the money. Oh, sorry. 6th place is pay now. There was an overlay of $1,200, so we'll take it. That's rake back for sure. Oh, it's way more than rake back. 20 unique players, $1,200 each. So we're basically splitting like, call it $125 each. That's rake back on all my bullets. This is gross, but we have to call. Let's go. 4. 4? Boo. 4, 5, 7. Let's go. Alright, we get the kingers next. Reprieve.
Well, it was raining.
And now we get the top set. Gotta bet it. This is a one big blind spot. Just like snap bet it, make it look like we're doing it with range, which we are, but you know, we have the nuts this time. Queen's fine. He will have some 9-10. Very, very, very little ace-10. That hand should be 3-betting at some frequency. Where do we want to go? With the club backdoor, I think we can go 3/4 here. Basically targeting 2 pair. Jack X of clubs, 10x of clubs, kind of has to check raise. Getting check raise sucks, but would basically just have to be all in. Facing call here, we may have an overbet jam. We have the 3rd nuts in a spot where we could just cool off Queen Jack. I'm trying to think of what other sides we would ever use. Yeah, I think this is it. Our bluffs would be like Jack 10, some like ace low, like ace 4, ace 5 type of hands. In the air when she was just a kid. Call. Queen Jack can never fold, has to pretty much call full. May have gone greedy there. He probably just has like a ton of 1 pairs, but that's kind of a cool idea. I could maybe look into seeing what they're open to. B. Flanagan says it'd be cool if, I think for 15 we can just rip here. He said it'd be cool if you could work with Club GG to try to give away tickets to the academy somehow. It's kind of a cool idea. I'm not sure what we can do with them, but I'm certainly not opposed to it. What up, Garrett? Garrett Bluffington in the house, ladies and gentlemen. My man. I like our 2x pot shove there even more too after running the King Deuce line versus. Also, fuck, I didn't even think about that. He limp called Queen 7 off. That hand just should literally never exist facing a 3x. Just a very, very, very clear limp fold. So that's kind of unfortunate for us in that spot too. A lot of the hands that we should be making indifferent. Or I should say a lot of his bluff catching region should be narrowed, right? So he should really only have the suited variety of the weak queens, and then hands like, you know, Queen 10, Jack 10, that will mix a lot more calls because they block. Well, I guess blocking my straight doesn't really matter because I checked that turn. $11 remain. Now 10. With 3 of 10. Final table bubble. Top 6 get paid. We're going to get a cash first night maybe if things go well. 2 short stacks at our table. 2, I guess we have the chip leader at our table. Yeah. Yeah, poker is funded the now chip leader. Thanks to me and my bluff. So we have 1, 3, and 4 at our table. And then we have... Oh, we don't even have the shortest stack at our table. It's the other one. We have 9 and 8. 1, 3, 4, 9, 8. The other table then being 2, 5, 6, 7, 10. A little bit better distribution for our table, for the shorties. This is going to be a check. Carlos says he thinks my stack experienced a glitch and that I should have 10.9 big blinds more. I think the level just went up after I won that pot is actually the case. Okay, we're going to want to protect our hand here with a bet. I was very tempted to raise my hand because he's limp calling Queen 7 off, but there are some ICM implications with the bubble approaching and us being 1 and 3 in chips. I can't get that loose. I'm going to take my 5-minute break as it's getting a little late here and I need all the time off I can get. So I'm going to sit out these cash games and I'll be back in 5.
tower, but you never reach the top. And I don't know when you'll ever turn around and stop. 'Cause I don't know where this winding staircase leads. Across the valleys in the desert, or the mountains of the sea. So goodbye to faraway you. Good luck with all that you do. Faraway you. What holy man did you see? What lovers did you touch? These are the things that I want to know so much. But I can't remember the dream in my own head. Was far past the living and touching the dead. So goodbye to faraway you. Good luck with all that you do. Goodbye, faraway you. Good luck with all that you do. Faraway you. Faraway you. Faraway you.
Oh, just in the nick of time. What's up, Mitchell? How are you doing? This will be an all-in. Should it fold to us? I think we have to fold to an open. It's one of those unfortunate spots where if we were to 3-bet and get jammed on, we're miserable. Good luck. Let's go, team. Okay, hold. All right. Did we win? Yeah, we win. And we are at the final table. Careless with the ones I love. Deal making. Who wants to make a deal? Not me. That old familiar song.
We don't hide in the shadows, we don't look for the light, and no one can tell us that we're wrong. 'Cause we got blood, blood on our hands. Yeah, we got blood on our hands.
All right, we are 2 of 8. Let's do the dirty work. We're 2 out of the money. So we actually, it's strange because we're at the final table, but we are technically on a bubble. So we're going to be looking for a lot of good places to open. This actually would have probably been an okay spot to 3-bet, but you got to respect the under the gun open from a middle stack. Can't just be 3-betting all willy-nilly. If you do, just keep your enemies closer than your friends until they give you something you can use.
Then you have blood on your hands. Yeah, you have blood on your hands.
Big Mike 81111. He says, Mr. Chung is here. Huge fan. Thanks for the shout out, bro. You're killing it. Keep playing well, man. I respect. A lot of respect. On the run. What are the payouts there in the lower left-hand corner of the graphic? You should be able to see them there. Assuming all is correct on the stream. Right here. Basically, we break even with, I think, 4th place. Yeah, we need exactly 4th to get even. And it's 5,800 up top, which will put us in the winner's seat. So we'll take it. Let's just win this bad boy.
Chips in and folded the hand, and the doors they cried.
Even on a bubble, that's a fold.
And the walls just fall apart. And the stove finally cleans up this place. And the house writes its name on your face. You were just a memory here. You were just a memory. Don't make it home much, I really don't care. Tired of
Okay.
breathing, that's
We'd like to see these hands.
You say that I'm crazy, I'm sure that you're right. Can't stand the day
All right, there's the rip.
tonight.
Let's hold, baby. This is the big one.
They cry for
Hold.
wanting,
Nope.
and the walls just
Flops us dead.
apart.
Ugh. Nice hand, poop feast. Nice hand, poop feast. I'm sure Melissa enjoyed that one. That was a big one, team. That would put us up to 80 bigs. In pole position with 8 remaining. Now we're middle stack on the bubble. We don't really get to do too much. We're kind of handcuffed to just not folding our way into the money. It's not a big enough cash for that, but we have to be mindful. All right, we have a fun one here at the cash table. 3x open call squeeze to 13 blinds. So we're going to 4-bet here, obviously. I think 30 blinds is pretty good. You'd come around. I think we'd even go smaller. 55 probably. Good luck us. Oh, of course. Of course he has the aces. Ay, ay, ay. Team. Unfortunate turn of events. Kings get cracked. Ace king loses to aces. We're stuck. Eight blind shove. Can't call. This should be a pretty tight range given his position. Certainly better than a6. I mean, when I say better than a6, I mean on average. Like, of course he'll have king, queen, king, jack, things like that. But oh wow, yeah, jack 9 suited. But the bigger hand was behind. Jack 9 suited finds a way to win. You hate to see it. We remain 8. The shorties keep doubling. Real leveling process. Had we won that, we would have had 75 blinds. By losing it, now the chip leader has 56, and the average stack is roughly 30. Very flattened bubble situation, as well as a very flat payout. So it kind of lets us play a little bit closer to chip EV. This is never an open in ICM dynamics. And we are covered by everyone. So that should make it non-open also. So here we are, opening. Jesus, why don't you, babe? This is a bit of the issue that we run into. He just gets to freely 3-bet us like this. I'm gonna peel. And now we're in a bit of a spot. This gets a little awkward. I don't really think we can peel. Now we have to fold this one due to playing the last hand. Without your Matt, are you going to buy straight into the 535 phase, or will you try to take a bigger stack into the day? I'll probably buy straight in. I don't see any reason not to. Man, I had such a sinking feeling with those kings too. I don't know why. It was just like, there's too much EV in this pot. We're just never winning it. It's a weird feeling. This is pretty close. We could apply a lot of ICM pressure and just rip here, but I think we just play call. A lot of his like king high, queen high, like Broadway hands should just be open ripping. Same with marginal pairs and things like that. So it's kind of a polarizing open. I guess for that reason, maybe we could rip it with a6. I think we have appeal here for one. Yeah, I think we check here for a third time. I think even like a lot of our King X would want to check again. Because he lands here with so much nothing. That's a weird one. I think he should have been ripping that pre. Because if I shove, he can't call. Like raise calling ace-9 there is pretty much ICM suicide. Again, the ICM pressure is pretty mediocre. Although I guess like min cashing is 2.5 buy-ins, so that's pretty substantial. But we're still also 2 people away, which is, with only 8 people left in the field, is pretty substantial as well. We need effectively 25% of the field to bust. It don't get easier. It don't get easier. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think he can call off with ace-9. I mean, maybe he's just playing raise call there with ace-9, but that seems not best. I also don't think he should have c-bet flop, but I didn't do anything to punish him for it, so probably doesn't matter too much. Walking around in your shadow, spending your nights on the old estate, wearing that smile like a gallows. Yeah, the king 10 is definitely a mistake. I should give more respect to my opposition for sure. One big blind on these boards is very common. I think we just fold. I could consider a call there because there's going to be almost no squeezing taking place, given that he's second in chips, third in chips, and opening under the gun. But I think my hand just plays probably pretty poorly against this range. So even though I'll probably get to over-realize, I'm just not doing that well in a vacuum. Man, I'm buried at 1-2. I lost. How did I lose the first stack? I don't remember. How did I lose the first stack? don't remember how I lost my first stack, but just ran ace king into aces for my second stack. So I'm down like maybe 2.5 buy-ins at 1-2. Luckily, I'm up like 4 buy-ins at 25 cent, 50 cent. So we got that going for us. Long night. Hello, Hish. Welcome, my friend. I hope my 25 cent, 50 cent card distribution carries over to this tournament. I just have it every hand. That's a lot of big blinds, guys. That is a lot of big blinds. All right. I actually think that this is a shove given the stack distribution. I could be very wrong. I'm pretty terrible when it comes to ICM spots. But I just know that our hand is too strong to raise fold and wants to die when it gets 3-bet. Like it's too weak to raise 4-bet shove. It's too strong to raise fold. Kind of just in the cage. Look at this distribution of cards, man. Wow, Chungus opens under the gun and doesn't have a C-bet on that board. Not having a C-bet's not that uncommon, but having a check fold is definitely uncommon. A lot of his range is going to connect there. Probably had something like 6s or 5s. Oh boy. B. Flanagan says, what type of opportunities are there for someone with professional corporate working experience to get involved in the poker industry outside of strictly playing or dealing? I think there's a lot of room to create. We just have a terrible marketing problem in poker. We are very disorganized. I just think there's a lot of room for anybody with like marketing experience. We're never folding the 6 queens. We're all in. One way or another, we're all in. Do we want to induce or do we want to jam? It's tricky. Do we want to induce or do we want to jam? I think we want to induce. Yeah, I mean, we're not really going to have bluffs through the shove line. We're going to want to have some opens that are quote-unquote light. All in, all in. Now what? Ace queen, scoops. It wants you back. There's also room if you're tech savvy. Data acquisition is a big business in poker. Data analysis is a big business in poker. I don't think those are super scalable though. There's also like the tech side, building out new software, new interfaces, coding hardware to improve upon solver algorithms, things of that nature. I think that there's probably more scalability, however, in more the public-facing stuff. So again, like utilizing those skills for marketing purposes, or I mean, basically anything that's going to bring butts through the door to either online operators or live operators. is the easiest way to scale in this business and leverage your skill set. Pretty tough though. It's a very tough sledding out there. Prize pool was $15K guaranteed. There was a $1,200 overlay in this.
Being gone too long.
Oh man, I had such plans for the bubble. We were gonna have all the chips and just get to play all the hands.
It's a song about a life. Hey man, it's a song about a life. The dishes get dirty, the car breaks down. You get put on a list by some people in town. You try to clean up, you try to look good, but something's always smoking under the hood. It's a song about a life. Hey man, it's a song about a life. And sometimes you wanna paint it on the wall. And sometimes you wanna write it on the bathroom stall. Well, I lost my faith in God. I lost my faith in man. And it doesn't look like I'm gonna get 'em back again. Well, I've lost my faith in love. You know I lost my lease on life. So pour me another beer and I'll go down.
Yeah, this is gonna be an open.
tonight.
Not a great spot, but we are under the gun. They gotta respect that.
I'll go down with the ship tonight. I'll go down with the ship. Oh, every night.
What up, Danielle? How have you been? Danielle, a former Academy attendee. Ay, 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 this guy. Who is this guy?
Best I can be in
He's right. I can't call.
face disaster.
This is a painful fold.
I've been down with the Philistines
In Jericho, I've been down with some sinners in Mexico.
singing songs about life. We were just singing songs about life. And we sang until the dawn came around. And the sadness in our
And
eyes was so profound. We sang, hey, we've lost our faith in God. We've lost our faith in man. And it doesn't look like we're going
good news is we're last in chips, so that allows us to afford more risk than anybody else.
We've lost our faith in love. You know we lost our lease on life. So pour us another round while we go down with the ship tonight. We'll go down with the ship tonight. We'll go down with the ship tonight. We'll go down with the ship. Oh, every night.
I think this will actually be a limp on the button. Now it's a fold.
Well, I feel like the prodigal son these days,
Just in from
Babylon.
Ay, 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 blind jump. Everybody getting short now. Good news is our decisions are very easy.
I said the sinning was easy and the living was free, and at least the pigs, they were honest with me. What's so wrong with my life? Hey man, what's so wrong with my life?
I'm doing the best that I can.
And I don't need a cross, and I don't need a cause to go on with my life. So put the women and children first, and I'll go down with the ship tonight. I'll go down with the ship tonight. I'll go down with the ship tonight. I'll go down with the ship. Every night.
If only, Jamin. If only.
I'll go down with the ship tonight. I'll go down with this ship. Every night.
Do, 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 do. All right. This is where we live and die.
There's a place I wanna take my baby to.
Good luck, us. Let's go, team.
Green and the sky's blue and a mossy back sadness a
Wins.
1,000 years old.
I want to lay her down when the moon is bright. I want to wake her up in the morning light of 1,000 days
To never
grow
grow old. So kiss me on the lips in a cherry sweet sunrise. Hold me tight, don't ever let me go. In that deep, deep country. Like a sad
Man, this final table got weird fast. We were super deep when it started. We've only played 2 levels, but just the way that the all-in pots have fallen, the stacks kind of redistributed amongst the table. When we got here, there were 3 of us with like 50 bigs and like 5 that were sub 30. And now it's kind of like completely leveled off, where we are actually a double up away from being the chip leader. That's crazy. Well, not anymore. You can't call one that pot, but we're a double up away from being second in chips. Pretty wild. 7 of 7, and are exactly 1/2 of second place in chips.
There's a girl with eyes like ocean waves.
She spends my nights and steadies my days.
She loves me like a river loves the sea where it roams. And there's a highway long and a road that's deep, and the secrets are too good to keep in bars where the tune of time never moans. So buy me this drink and I'll see you where the
again, this is a standard open, but I don't think that holds true when you're last in chips. But the rise. Drifting in the water, then I'll drown.
I just smell the blood, and I keep on moving, and my mind don't even know that my body is around. And if you see my love, will you tell her that I miss her? And will you tell her it's been weeks since I smiled? And if I seem hard to reach, well, I'm probably
Okay, we're in the money. Looks like 2, 4, 6. Yep, we are in the money. And chop. Yep. We're not last in chips, which is gonna be weird, especially with this hand. If he folds, which I hope he doesn't. It's like a $400 jump. Mark Lavin said he was gonna have to start begging in my stream. I missed it. Fuck! This was such an easy reshove spot for us. Ah! We have no fold equity. Ace 9 not good enough. I think Ace Jack I probably just put it in there though. Pretty awkward spot for Johnny. Maybe Ace 9 is good enough. Probably not though. I mean, we're just click raising and he obviously would have to call off with range. But he gets to leverage Johnny's stack here a lot. Jamin said, "Am I high, or is there a little bunny that keeps appearing in the lower right hand corner?" No, you're not high. It does keep popping up. I don't know what the fuck it means. I don't know if it's like a rabbit hunt thing, or I do see it popping up. I don't have any clue. We will be all in so long as Johnny folds. If Johnny opens, I think we just call. Oh, that's gonna be very weird. Now we have a very clear all in. Good luck us. Let's go team. Just take the blinds. That's fine too. If you see my love. I don't think it is the rabbit hunt. I keep trying to click it and either I'm slow or it's not clickable. If you seem hard to reach. Okay. Ladder. Guaranteed 11.25. We're almost even. If we get to the next pay jump, we are even, baby. Still down like 500 in cash, but, you know, even-ish. I don't think I've won a pot in this 1-2 game all fucking night. Mr. Chungus has just been eating my lunch. Six remain. We are 6 of 6. Sorry, 5 remain. We're 5 of 5. And we get the Jays. Let's get a little redemption with the Jays. Some payback from the Kings. Ooh, that's interesting that he didn't jam. My best guess is he probably has a fold, but we're obviously always all in. And he does. It's good to remember. To recognize in the future. Just shooting in and screaming. We're all in again. His hand almost feels too strong to jam, but it's not. Let's go. Hold. Hold. Let's go. Big double, baby. Let's go. Now they give it to us. Now we are 2 of 5. How quickly things turn. Interesting. Very interesting flat call here. That's a very capped range. In theory, he should have like some queens plus. In practice with ICM, probably not the case. The reason why you do it in theory is because you'll face some squeezes behind you. You won't have like traps. But with ICM and Johnny being on the shorter side, like you just won't see those traps. We're gonna 1.5 big blind here. We do have the stack advantage, so we get to range bet a little bit more frequently. This is a pretty good card for us. He really shouldn't have very much 7x. So we're going to go big. Honestly, we probably could have even overbet here. Went something like 12 blinds. I think we just have a jam for value. If he has pocket nines, God bless him. If he has king jack, there's not really much we could do. We're never folding our hand. That's painful, but what can we do? That is a hand that he could have. Oh man, that's frustrating right there. I wonder if I check if he bets. Probably not. He almost certainly checks back. This hand has to fold. Easy come, easy go. Very unfortunate river. Diamond, we can obviously give up. Not give up, but we can check. I do think I probably misplayed the turn there. I think we probably have an overbet. But we do have the ace of diamonds in hand, which matters a fair amount. He really only has like queen 10, jack 10 of diamonds, I think. Maybe a little bit of 9x. I think we'd be more inclined to give up on a heart, depending on which heart it were. Yeah. Maybe we can rip turn. That actually probably isn't too terrible, to be honest. Oh, fuck. King 3 might have been a call there. I just kind of snap reacted because I was playing back of the hand. Yeah, I think maybe we just have a jam on the turn 270. I mean, it's 2.5 pots. That's not true. We definitely do not have a jam. We do not have a jam. Very unlucky. But I'm not confident that I didn't misplay the turn in some capacity. I may have actually misplayed the flop too. It might just be either a pure check or a slightly larger bet. I don't know. It's an annoying spot, especially when his flatting range is like relatively face up. Face on the wrecking ball. Oh, we have the diamonds to use the rabbit hunter. I understand. That's interesting. Brian Roy says, what's the prize structures? It's in the lower left-hand corner. You can see it there. We're guaranteed 1125. First place is 5,800. And we're going to need some help. Man, we caught our rush too. And then they immediately took it away from us. I mean, technically, ICM would dictate that I fold here, but I don't think the pay jumps are big enough to pass on this good of a price. Now we obviously give up. Blind versus blind will be all in. Can't shove over the button open, unfortunately. Oh yeah. Where are you playing? I am in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're all in here. Let's go, team. Very good hand. Very good hand. 9 becomes 19 very quickly. Very good hand. Let's go. Hold? Okay. That's gonna do it. That'll be a full double right there. When I say hold, I mean flop me the house, dealer. Let's go. I'm just looking for your light. All the world's a giant canvas. So don't you miss a single stroke. Let everybody Ooh, a walk. What a luxury. Versus a button open, I think we have a jam. This is close between a jam and a limp. I'm going to go limp. Very clear one big blind spot. If we had a slightly stronger hand like king high or queen high, we would start checking, I think. We win. Michael Lavin said, did you play Scoop? I think that's what he said. Oh, he said, D-Brink, you playing Scoop. My apologies. Completely misread that. One blind. Between the heartache of the hero. 3 is a very good card for our range. You get the half pot here a lot. I'm not sure my hand exactly wants the half pot. I think with ace high, I probably could check back. Because now I get in this weird spot where, like, I block 4-5. And I can rep 4-5, trying to make it 6 indifferent. I also unblock diamonds. Yeah, this is probably a pretty good hand to be bluffing with. But I'm a coward in this particular spot. I just think he has too much Jack X. And I'm going to check down. Yeah, I imagine that hand's pretty indifferent facing a shove. But nevertheless... what's my line of attack here? I think we just rip. Did we just rip or did we open? Yeah, I think we just rip. Love the blossom in the springtime. You know it burned to ashes in the fall. Danielle says, what are you protecting on King 9-7 board? I like the bet on the flop, and I think you were going to Value Town with realization even on turn. The river shove, though, nah. Well, you're never betting the turn to give up river, especially at half SPR. So we're mostly going to be jamming rivers. I think maybe setting up a 2E strategy there of betting slightly larger on the flop so that we can be all in on the turn is probably better. I think I probably wanted to go like half pot flop. In order, yeah, I think like, sorry, it wouldn't be a 2E strat. It would just be a sizing sequence. But I think ideally I want to be going like half pot on flop and then like pot and a quarter all in on turn. Blind versus blind here. This is a jam. Walking down a dirt road. You've been hiding out in shadow since you were born.
sailing to the shoreline since she was born. Train tracks, cold walls and feedback. Just before the line goes slack, tell me what you want. Killers in the depot, I hear a rumbling down below. Even though I can't let go, not coming back. My eyes have seen.
All right, I'm going to take a break. We are 4 of 5 with just about an average stack. I'll be back in 5.
Sand pulling in my shirt sleeves. I hear a rustle in the sound of winds calling me
boy, we're back. And we have an open. Oh no, the 1-2 game broke. Probably for the best. I was getting absolutely crushed. Poop beast. This is definitely one of our raised folds. Wow. Okay, now it's definitely a raised fold. You two mix it up. Spade? No. This is the party poker software, Young Tice. Oh, puke. I don't know these spots well enough. That's very clear. Ace-6 off for all of it. I think we just have a fold. Suited, I think I call. Well, suited, I know I call. And then we get rewarded. Yay. Oh, she's at it again. Blind versus blind, I think we just have a limp here. We don't have a raising strat. It would just be a shove or limp. This is probably one of our traps. I think, like, even ace-queen, we probably just open rip. Ace-king just too good, my friend. All right, we got our wish. Let's go. Hold, baby. He obviously has to call off. I don't understand the sizing, to be honest. Very strange. Very, very, very strange. I think he wants to go like 2.8. Black. Dead. GG. GG. Yeah, he should just be shoving or making it like 2.5x there. His hand's strong enough to shove for sure. We got unlucky against him twice. What can we do? You know? Had kings versus jacks. One of the very first hands of the final table. He spiked the jack on us for what proved to be like a 40 big blind pot. Left us with like 30. And that's it. That's really all we could do. So we got 5th place on our first night out for 11.25. We were into the event for 4 buy-ins, so we were in for 12.80. So we lost small. We lost 2 buy-ins at 1-2 no limit. Ace king into aces, and I don't remember the other one, but it also felt like a bit of a cooler if I recall. I don't recall though. So who knows? Oh, was it queens versus kings? I think it was queens versus kings. That would make some sense. In any event, that's gonna wrap it for day 1 of the BetMGM March Mania series. We put in work. We made the final table. We got it in good a whole bunch of times, and it did not pan out for us. But that's okay. There's money in these streets, and we will be here for the next 4 nights. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We are playing a heads-up 32-man event with 10K added to first place. If you haven't already, make an attempt to get into that one. It's going to be a dream. We're also going to be giving away $55 phase tickets all week long into the phase 2 5. I think it's a 550, I guess. And stay tuned for the 100K guarantee 1K on Sunday. That is destined to overlay for sure, considering tonight's event overlaid, and I expect the next few nights there to be a small overlay as well. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the stream as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Don't forget that we will be going live with the Only Friends podcast tomorrow, probably around 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern. I'm going to try to time it so that I can hop right into the streaming streets after the fact. With that said, that's going to do it for me. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.